youngest daughter. Greg was my uncle. And I want to begin by saying I have enjoyed reading the memories that have been shared through the memorial page. I am grateful that these memories have helped to establish joy and positivity for my family during a very trying time. It has been wonderful to view my uncle as someone other than an uncle. I have enjoyed seeing him as a musician and someone who impacted the lives of others in such inspiring ways. While many knew my uncle as Greg Marciel, the talented composer and jazz musician, I knew Greg Marciel, the family man. I knew my uncle as the father of 2 beautiful daughters and the man who made time for holidays. I saw him as the man with a bright sense of humor and loved being around people. What I will always remember is the man who showed up for lunch reunions wearing a fanny pack and at least one turquoise ring, and always had a huge Las Vegas smile on his face regardless of the location. Even as I grew older, whenever I was with Uncle Greg, I always felt such unrestrained joy. I always saw my uncle as a magical person I felt I could share my dreams with. To this day, I long for the ability to flawlessly captivate a room the way that he did. For me, Uncle Greg has always been connected with my childhood. I remember showing him my VHS of Lord of the Dance and telling him how much I thought he looked like Michael Flatley. I have a memory of him sitting next to Lexi on our couch in the living room, talking to my dad and eating an apple. While growing up, my brother and I were always struck with a different kind of excitement when we were told Uncle Greg would be coming to town. While my older brother was given a musical mentor disguised as an uncle, I was given something entirely different. He was always so fun and unique that his mannerisms seemed to roll off of him like a dream. As I grew older, into my teens and 20s, I discovered just what I love about my uncle and why I feel he is one of my favorite people. I love Uncle Greg for his steadfast nature and consistent personality. He was an authentic man who brought out the best in others. Every time I was around Uncle Greg, I felt like I lived in his personality because of how it seemed to curl up around me. There is one line of my uncle's that my brother and I quote consistently and associate with our uncle that has lived on for years now. During one of his visits, we were getting ready to go out for dinner when my other Uncle Glenn pulled up to our house in a car that he had designed out of 2 vehicles. It was as long as a limousine and much flashier. The front was covered while the back was attached and topless and had these roomy leather seats. And my brother and I sat in the back with my uncle in this ridiculous car. As we drove down the street, we got a lot of attention, honks, stares, even comments from other vehicles. Being from the more reserved side of the Marciel family, my brother, father, and I just took all the attention inward, not knowing what else to do with it. While stopped at a red light, my uncle, with his arm hanging over the red car, leaned over and casually told the driver of the car next to us, "We're making a movie." To this day, my brother and I still giggle whenever we say that line to each other because we just remember everything, and it's so Uncle Greg. And I can still remember the exact voice and timing and accent that he used when speaking. I love that Uncle Greg allowed me to live in moments of time with such happiness. I know my admiration for him is not solitary. I have seen the gratitudes that others have for what my uncle has given them, and I am in awe of what a dynamic human being he was outside of the family man that I knew. I miss him so much already. And although it just doesn't feel like Las Vegas without him, I plan to keep him in my thoughts because, as Voltaire said, appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well.